Our final panellist this evening, last but most definitely not least, is the excellent Steve Turner, who is very much part of the People's Assembly. And Steve, we've seen an amazing amount. You know, Michael's talking about different ways of organising, different ways of protesting. But what we've seen this week has been really an astonishing level of unity. What have you made of what you've seen this week?
Yeah, thanks for that, and thanks for the invitation to come and speak to you. I found the panel actually fantastic. I found them inspiring and exciting, let alone the thousands of people that have been on the streets protesting against the Super League. I mean, I could have sat back. I'm a Millwall supporter. I'm back there in the Championship. We could have sat back and dreamt of a better chance of going up to the Premiership. But that's not the point, is it? I mean, none of this is personal. It doesn't really matter who you support here. This is about our game. And it is our game, and that's what got people out onto the streets. It belongs to us, and it belongs to our communities. And it's not even just about those 4 or 5 divisions. It's about the Sunday League. It's about kids playing football out on our streets and in our parks. You know, it is about community, and that's what really drew people out onto the streets, from what I can see. And I'm really excited about that. You know, it's not about people. The corporates that have taken over our game, that sit there in soft seats and go off at half time for a bottle of Chardonnay or something and don't bother coming out in the second half. It's not about the TV companies that want to reschedule the games because it suits a slot that they might have on a Tuesday night. But for an ordinary fan, you can't get a ticket to travel to the game, and even if you can't get home at night because the last train's gone. So it's not about any of them. It's not about the billionaires that own it. It's not about anybody that thinks that it's all right to schedule that game when it's not convenient for fans. It's a fans' game. We own it. It's a class issue. And that's what I think unites everybody, not just on this panel, but everybody that's passionate about football. So it didn't matter, as Conor was saying earlier, it didn't matter that Liverpool fans were marrying up with Man United fans, you know, or that Man City fans, or God forbid West Ham fans and Millwall fans were getting together. We were getting together because we were opposed to the way in which the corporates, the billionaires, the big money team has tried to steal our game from us. And we're not having it. And that's why people got on the streets. And they're angry and they're fed up with being used. And they're used, you know, as the material really to buy the next shirt. But they haven't got a voice in their club. And I think that's what's frustrating for people. And I think that's what's exciting people about the next move. It's not just about the 48-hour opposition to the Super League and stopping that in its tracks. It's about the victory being so important because it inspires people and demonstrates the strength that ordinary working class people have got in taking collective actions. The reality is solidarity works. And that's a lesson from all of our history. I mean, I'm a trade unionist. And as a trade unionist, I breathe that every day. And it doesn't matter whether it's a pay rise or whether it's the season ticket price. It doesn't matter if it's about rail seating and the ability to stand at a game or the cost of a rail ticket. If you're pissed off, organise. You've got to build that coalition, a movement for change. And I think that's the opportunity that groups like the People's Assembly have got now, to unite and to mobilise, to inspire, to motivate, to bring that alliance together of football supporters to take it to the next step. Because now the Super League's out of the way. Now it is about the model, the corporate governance model that gives fans 51% of their clubs. You know, I think you'll be there for year after year after year trying to buy a 51 stake in Newcastle or any other club. The reality is the state's got to step in, and the state's got to regulate football and take money out of football and give fans that majority shareholding in our clubs. It is about protecting our stadiums, because a lot of these billionaires just see them as city centre footprints that they at one point will be able to walk away from and build a big luxury apartment development on, worth billions and billions and billions of pounds, certainly more than they'll ever get out of the club. It's not just a bit of freehold. It's our property. We own it. Fans own it. And that's why they're passionate about it. We own our clubs. We built our clubs. We've been here for 150 years developing our clubs. We enjoy a game on a park on a Sunday afternoon, and we enjoy going to watch our kids play football as much as we do our teams. So look, the FSA, the Football Supporters Association, I work very closely with Kevin and the team there. They've put forward a whole proposal to government about corporate governance and resetting the clock on our game. And I agree, it goes back to the well before actually the beginnings of the Premiership, but when all that money came into the game. And it started to destroy the feel of our game, and corporate bodies got more and more of an influence. Now you go to some stadiums, and half the stadium's taken up with glass frontage, of course, because we're all sitting behind it, watching the telly, having another drink, rather than being out on the terraces. And they don't share our passion. They go on a Saturday because it's a day out, taking a few guests. That's not what football's all about. Football's about us. It's about our people going to a game on a Saturday, enjoying the game, getting a pie and a pint, and going home and having a conversation about it with your mates on the way back, and getting a few drinks as well. So look, this is about how we mobilise now, how we grasp this moment to reset the clock on football. And I think we can do that. And that's why, you know, I'm going to plug right now the 26th of June, People's Assembly national demonstration. It's the first chance we've had, the first opportunity to get out there since lockdown. Lockdown, if all things go well, will be over at that point, and we'll be able to mobilise. We will inspire people to come out. And whether you're coming out for the NHS, whether you're coming out for decent homes for you all, or whether you're coming out for fans controlling their football clubs, get on the streets. Join us on the 26th of June. It's a great chance to do it, and I can't wait.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic, Steve. Thank you very much. So, I mean, actually, just to come back to you, I mean, so we're looking at the 26th, and it's going to be just a few days after the end of all of the restrictions on lockdown. There's obviously, I mean, there are an awful lot of things that people are protesting about, and now we can add this to the list. Maybe we should have a supporters block on the demonstration. Maybe you can. We would think Millwall fans would be joining the People's Assembly to demonstrate.
Oh, we've got lots of us down at there that would be more than happy to come along to the People's Assembly demo, believe me. And we've got lots of others that we might have a problem with, as we have in all of our clubs. So look, the reality is we have to mobilise. And if that's a block, if there's a football fans block, we've got the Euros that are taking place. Right. In fact, we're marching around Trafalgar Square on the 26th when it's open as a fan zone. So let's make that link between the fans that are there to watch the Euros and the People's Assembly that will be marching right past them. Let's get them to join the demo. Take a bit of time out from the beer tent and come and join the demo and give their voice to something that's really important, that they've got a passion about. And that's the way you inspire people. You need to motivate people to win change. And I think things like this, them moments, them 48 hours when you look back at them in history, will be that catalyst that inspired people to believe that they can make a difference. And that's what people need to be. They need to be confident and believe that they can make a difference.